Thank you very much. Wow.
The US election is over and Donald Trump is set to return to the White House. The Republican defeated Democrat Kamala Harris and will soon take office as the 47th president, with his party now controlling both the House and Senate. Trump's America First agenda has raised eyebrows worldwide, including here in Malaysia. And what does this mean for us? KiniTV spoke with analysts to find out what we can expect as Trump returns to power.
If the America First agenda continue, I believe it will lead to several impact on Malaysia and Southeast Asia. And you can see that both Malaysia and Southeast Asia, the region, may face economic and strategic challenge. And we could be leading us to be pivot towards strengthening regional ties and partnership with other global players. Worst scenario, if we see that if US prioritize domestic industries, America First is all about how the US would like to rejuvenate again the prosperity of the US, meaning that giving priorities on domestic industries would definitely create trading tension, and which could push Asian economy to strengthen intra-regional trade or even seeking alternative market like China.
So I don't think so that the Republican will object any of his, I would say, policies. I think whatever Trump said, the House of Representatives and the Senate will follow, will go through whatever Trump wants. So in this case for Malaysia, we have gone through Trump before this, and we know how to tweak a little bit our strategies. But the problem is that I think Trump will see Malaysia as a country that are very close to China. No problem that we are close to Russia in this case, because Trump is also very keen to Mr. Putin, but especially on China. So, and also the Palestinian issue. I think that will be a big issue. How does Malaysia want to, go through with this particular issue of Trump in the next 4 years?
Trump has promised sweeping trade changes, including a 10 to 20% tariff on all imports and up to 60% on Chinese goods. He also vowed to punish countries moving away from the US dollar and bring manufacturing back to the US, offering incentives for companies to relocate. For countries like Malaysia, Thailand and Vietnam, which rely heavily on exports, especially electronics, palm oil and textiles, the stakes are high. So what does this mean for Malaysia's economy?
During the Biden era, during the trade war of Malaysia on US and China, most of the US companies based in China, they either relocate either to Malaysia or Vietnam. But in case of Trump, I don't think so that will happen. I think the relocation will be going back to United States. So it's going to be very difficult for us to attract US company to invest here, because Trump will see that this American company need to invest in their own country first.
Another impact, financial instability. Trump has warned countries moving away from the dollar, and in Southeast Asia, the dollar dominates trade. Countries like Malaysia and Indonesia could face currency fluctuations, making imports pricier and hurting debt. If Trump pushes for more dollar dominance, ASEAN might turn to alternatives like China's yuan, bringing them closer to Beijing.
Higher US tariff would definitely hurt Malaysia's export, especially on electronic and palm oil, making them less competitive in the US market. And if we have to assess, punishing countries that move away from the dollar could definitely increase financial instability for Malaysia, potentially weakening its currency and raising import costs, as the dollar is widely used in trade and reserve. Definitely, it will hurt Malaysia's exports. Yes.
The oil to me. We have more liquid gold, oil and gas. We have more liquid gold than any country in the world, more than Saudi Arabia. We have more than Russia. We're going to be paying down debt. We're going to be reducing taxes. We can do things that nobody else can do. Nobody else is going to be able to do it. China doesn't have what we have. Nobody has what we have.
For Southeast Asia, ASEAN acts as a diplomatic shield against superpower rivalries. As the next chair, Malaysia holds a unique position, setting the agenda and inviting key players like President Xi Jinping and even Trump for talks. US-China tensions on the rise, Malaysia may need to stay neutral. Analysts say ASEAN could be the key, allowing us to engage with both superpowers as a unified bloc. Could ASEAN be Malaysia's game changer?
Malaysia could consider to strategically position itself by looking at how Malaysia could reinforce its commitment to ASEAN as a regional bloc to mitigate any external pressure. And we can see that ASEAN provides a diplomatic buffer which allow Malaysia to engage with the US and China collectively rather than bilaterally.
But I guess being the chairman of ASEAN, the advantage is to Malaysia. Because as the chairman of ASEAN, we have the leeway to set the agenda. So we can be friendly to Russia. I'm not sure whether Datuk Seri Anwar did invite Mr. Putin or not, but I think he will invite President Xi Jinping, and also we as a chairman can invite President Trump. So in this case, I think it is advantage to us to close the gap or to mend any rift. Is there any rift after Trump took over?
I did in my first term. We had a great first term, a great first term. I will govern by a simple motto: promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises.
On January 20th, Trump steps back into the Oval Office with a simple motto: promises made, promises kept. What will he tackle first? With big plans on trade, manufacturing and foreign policy, the world is watching, wondering what it all means for us here in Malaysia. Stay tuned to KiniTV for all the updates on Trump's next steps and their impact on Malaysia and beyond.